watching the game.
If you have a question for Steve, use the raise hand tool. If you're just joining us and need access to record, send me a note and I will get that for you. Connor O'Neill, you're up first.
Hey, Steve. You've obviously known Damien for so long. I know this isn't the end of the line for him, but going into his senior night, what are your emotions and kind of how do you sum up your journey with him?
Well, he's the first player I've ever coached for 5 years. So I feel sorry for him. I think that the greatest story about Damien, I said it on Saturday night, was we played our first game his freshman year at Georgia State in Atlanta. His mom drove from Winston-Salem to Atlanta, and he didn't play 1 second. She stood out there by the bus. And when I came out, she looked at me, and I thought, well, here we go. And she looked at me and said, I guess you better start practicing better. And I knew then he'd be fine. It's a great mom, a great family. He's one of the best people I've ever coached. And I've coached some really good people, but it'd be hard pressed to find very many or any that are a better person than him. He scored over 1,500 points in his career. He helped us win 30 games at East Tennessee State. Made the all-tournament team in the SoCon tournament. Leading scorer, I think, my first year during COVID. Averaged double figures last year on a 25-win team. And, the best thing about him this year is he's accepted the role of sometimes starting, sometimes not, and never said a word. I mean, his character, he's a great player, but his character far outweighs his game. And he'll go play somewhere. And then when he comes back, if he wants to live here, somebody's going to be they should be lining up to hire him if he doesn't want to run his own business, because he's one of the best. He's always got a smile on his face, never has bad body language. And it'll be hard for me. I'm always pretty emotional on these on senior day, but it'll be even a little bit more for me and him, just because we, for 5 years, he's been by my side the entire time.
Thanks, Steve.
Les Johns, go ahead, sir.
Hey, Steve. He hasn't been with you 5 years, but Tyree Appleby's made quite an impact this season. What will be, I guess, his legacy as you start to go through, senior night with him on Tuesday night?
I just think about the joy that he brings to the team and to the game. He loves to play. He loves to practice. And he's very competitive, but he does it with a smile on his face. People gravitate to him. And when your best player is your best leader and one of your hardest worker, then you got a good team. And so he's done all those things in a very short amount of time. It's a very hard thing to do, to come in 1 year and gain the respect of everyone quickly. And he's done it. He did it. And he's having a all ACC type season. I mean, I think today, correct me if I'm wrong, he leads the league in scoring and assists. So that means he's not just a scorer, but he's somebody that enjoys having other people score. So, he's the reason why we are where we are today. And I think he's a great player. And he's been a lot of fun to coach. And I've said this before, he's one of the top 3-point guards I've ever coached in my career.
And just to follow up real quick, I think we'd be, bad if we forget about Grant Van Beveren. I think he has a very dedicated fan following. What can you say, I guess, about what he's, contributed to the team over the last 4 years?
Grant's like really hard playing dude, loves to play. And if you're a walk-on, you got to love basketball more than anything because you don't get to play not much, especially in this day and age, because I'm not getting into it with the net again, but it's hard to play your walk-ons. And so he's been great and he's strong. He can play. It's very rare sometimes when you can have a post player as a walk-on as good as he is. And so he's really helped our team. The day of the game, I have to tone him down because I don't want him to hurt anybody because he's always going hard. And so I appreciate that about him. He's really smart, got a great family, and he's going to be very successful in life.
Go next, Cam Lemons-DeBro. Go ahead, Cam.
Hey, Steve, I know the easy answer is usually wins, but, at the tail end of the season, what are you looking for as a success for the next few weeks, kind of building on for next year?
Yeah, again, yeah, you said it. I mean, we have 2 regular season games left, and they're important ones for seeding in the ACC tournament. And so winning is really important. I think we've had to find ways to reinvent ourselves a little bit. We're down another starter, Damari Monsanto. I mean, we started the year with 12 scholarship players instead of 13 because of Jake's situation. We redshirted Robert. Jao Ituka had a season-ending injury. Now Damari's had a season-ending injury. And so we're trying to find ways to, reinvent ourselves here late and continue to win. And so I think the most important thing, Cam, right now is to win the next game and then get in the tournament and have a chance to win it. And if we do, we'll play in the NCAA tournament. If we don't, maybe we'll have a chance to play in the NIT. And if we do, we'll rally the troops and find ways to win in that tournament. But we don't have a lot of practices left, and it's really hard. Can't really have, this time of year, you got to kind of cut it down anyway, and we're not very deep right now, so we got to be mindful of that. So we're just kind of looking forward to the next game.
John Johnson, go ahead.
Hey, Steve, but real quick, I asked a couple coaches about this earlier. You're a basketball historian. The ACC tournament coming up, it's in Greensboro. The importance of having the tournament in Greensboro, the history of the game there, and the history of this conference being played there. Just your thoughts on, being there this year and what it means to be in that city.
I don't have a lot of great memories from the Greensboro Auditorium because I had to go there and play Wes Miller all the time, and we had knockdown dragouts when he was at Greensboro. The only difference was there wasn't quite as many people in the arena. The last time I was in there, I think Bray made a 47-footer, or one of his players did, to beat us at the buzzer my first year. When I think about the ACC tournament and coming where I come from, and that's the Midwest, I would associate that with Greensboro. And I'm one of the traditionalists. I like the same thing over and over and over. And I think that people enjoy coming to Greensboro and going to the tournament. It's a rite of passage, places to eat, places to stay. I like it. I think it's a great place, the best place to have it, selfishly, because we can ride over there in the bus. I will tell you this. They asked me at the ACC Media Days this year what my memory of the ACC tournament was growing up. And I said, I don't have any because I didn't watch it because it wasn't on television in Lone Tree, Iowa, and so I don't have probably the same memories that everybody else has, but I do think Greensboro is the best place to have it. And I would hope that we continue to do that moving forward.
Thanks, Steve.
Steve, thank you for the time today. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.